Hey guys, this is a build overview of my Lightning Strike Templar in Path of Exile, currently level 83. So this build is focused around using the skill Lightning Strike with a two-handed staff. So this is a very high damage build. I have almost 15k DPS with almost 30% chance to crit, 350% crit multiplier, 25% chance to shock. So I use the skill Lightning Strike with added quality. The quality adds 3% chance to pierce with for each percent quality. So piercing is actually really important because it lets you AoE down big packs of mobs quickly. Weapon elemental damage, faster attacks, multi-strike, added fire, and life leech. If you only have a 5 link, I just say drop added fire. It only adds a little bit of DPS. So, for my passive tree, I just get the mana regen. I start Templar, get the mana regen, go up to the elemental damage, get the life, weapon elemental damage, armor ES, life, physical damage with two-handed weapons, and then precision. Because since this is not a resolute technique build, I can crit, and I also need accuracy or I will miss a lot. So the 10% increased accuracy rating helps a lot. And then I go over here and get these two-handed crit nodes for a total 70% chance to crit. Go up, get the life, get inner force to increase my auras. Get the life, 20%, or get static blows for 20% chance to shock. Go up to the top, get the staff crit nodes, which are actually really powerful. 100% or 70% crit chance and 40% crit multiplier. Go up to the top, get Eldritch Battery, which converts all my ES to mana, which is why I can run 6 auras, or if I have I just need a little bit more mana and then I could run 7. Go through, get more life, 60% crit, more life, get Arcing Blows for 30% lightning damage with weapons. Get these crit nodes for another 100% crit chance and 20 multiplier. And then I have to waste 1 point here for spell crit multiplier, so it's nothing for the build, but I need it in order to get to these lightning damage nodes for more lightning damage and another 5% chance to shock. Get the 30% crit chance, life, and acceleration. So my next point would be to get fitness for more life, and after that I would either get these crit nodes or dual curse. So for my auras, since I use Eldritch Battery, I have a huge mana pool and can run 6 or 7 auras. So I run Discipline, which gives more ES for even more mana, Clarity for mana regen, Determination for armor, and then Hatred or Anger and Wrath just for damage. So I do, because of Hatred, Anger, and added fire, I do cold and fire damage and, on top of my lightning damage, which means when I crit, I shock, burn, and freeze. And then for my curses, I have 3 curses. I mainly use elemental weakness for when I'm in a group, because it benefits everyone that uses any sort of elemental damage. If I'm playing solo, I'll use projectile weakness, which is actually a really powerful curse for Lightning Strike, because it grants, well, for one, it grants more damage with projectiles, which the Lightning Strike, these Lightning Strike projectiles are actually projectiles, and then it also grants chance to pierce. So with projectile weakness and a high quality Lightning Strike, you'll have a 100% chance to pierce, which absolutely destroys packs of mobs. And then it also decreases enemy evasion against projectile attacks, which means even though I don't have Resolute Technique, it helps to get a really high chance to hit. And then I just have Enfeeble for single target rares or bosses that do high damage. So for gear, you really don't need good gear with this build. The only important piece is a weapon, because almost all of your damage comes from a weapon. So I'm actually really lucky here. I have a 6-link staff with 500 physical, 100 lightning damage, and increased attack speed. So the main reason I do so much damage is because I have an insane weapon. But even if you have just a mediocre weapon, you can still do pretty good damage, especially since you're shock stacking everything. So for the rest of the gear, you just need some accuracy. You don't need a whole lot. I'd say around 600. I have I have 200 accuracy, 300 accuracy, 300 accuracy. So I have 800 accuracy, but you don't really need that much. Really, you just need to stack resists. The only elemental damage on my gear is on this ring, and it only actually adds about 300 damage, so it's really not that important. So for maps, this character can actually run any type of map, including half regen, no regen, or blood magic maps. I just have to, for half regen, I just replace added fire with reduced mana, so I lose a little bit of damage, but it lets me regen more than I spend. And then for no regen, I just replace added fire with blood magic, and then I'll put on a mana flask so I can still use my curses. And for blood magic, I just can't use any auras, so I mean, it's not very effective. It still works, but it's kind of annoying. So I'm just gonna have a easy 68 map just to show you how the build goes. Okay. So I also have Enduring Cry, which I don't really use often, but sometimes I'll just pop it if I'm in a dangerous situation. So if I just pop Projectile Weakness, and since Lightning Strike you can use as a ranged ability, you can just stay out of the way of any damage really. And for single target rares, I'll use Elemental Weakness, and they'll die pretty much instantly, especially if I shock stack them quickly. And then I also have weapon swap into dual bright beaks with leap slam and faster attacks, just so that if I don't have like any quicksilver charges, I can get around quickly. And it's also good for escaping in a dangerous situation. So as you can see with the Pierce, the Lightning Strike projectiles just go through the entire pack of mobs. So a lot of people say with Lightning Strike you should use LMP or GMP, but I really don't think that's necessary, and I feel that it harms the build more than it helps it, simply because most of the time you can just hit the entire pack of mobs without it, and it just ends up decreasing your damage. You just need to position yourself close enough where all your projectiles, or most of your projectiles, will hit the enemies. So you can also kite the mobs around, because you can use Lightning Strike as ranged or melee. So just see how fast I can DPS down the boss. It was alright. With multi-strike, if you crit, I'm bear trapped here. If you roll a crit with with multi-strike, then all 3 of the attacks are going to crit, which means that you'll triple shock stack pretty much instantly. But even if you don't crit, the chance to shock works individually on hit rather than on attack. So you can still shock stack without critting. So that's pretty much it for this build. It's my favorite character so far, and I'll definitely be leveling it up a lot. So I hope you enjoy the video and that you try out this build. It's very powerful. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.